Hey everyone, I'm Adrienne. I'm so excited to be here for this short stretch opening into our body. Today we're primarily going to move into the lower body, the hips, and a little bit into the core. So as far as props, I'd like you to have one yoga block and a yoga strap. Here's what that looks like if you've never seen one. If you don't have a yoga strap, totally fine. You can use a belt or a scarf, anything that can hold just a little bit of tension as we move into this class. So let's begin seated. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together and open your knees wide. It's okay if your knees don't touch the mat. As you can see, mine don't either. My hips are a bit tight. This is why we're doing this class. So sitting up as tall as you can, maybe bringing the hands to the chest to start. I encourage you to close your eyes if you feel safe here. And we're just going to take a couple breaths, inhaling up the spine, filling the belly. And exhale the breath out. Let's do that twice more. Deep breath in. This time as you exhale, I want you just to relax the hips and feel the knees soften. Let's do that one more time. Deep breath in through the nose. And exhale that breath out. So I want you to move with ease into this next stretch. We're going to tip our heart forward. You might not come forward too far. If you're feeling pretty flexible today, or this feels okay on your low back, you can extend the reach of your arms forward. You might feel a little tug on your low back. Hands can always come to rest on the mat as you take the fold a little bit deeper. So again, it's going to take time for your hips to soften and your knees to fall open, but just let gravity do the work. You're here for another 2 breaths. And then one handprint at a time. Bring yourself back to center, stacking your spine over your hips. You're going to take a hold of your yoga strap or whatever you have. I want you to take a hold of it at least shoulder width apart, if not wider. I recommend that. And then bring some tension into the strap. You're holding it out in front of you. On your inhale, let's just lift it up to the sky. And on your exhale, lower it back down. On your inhale, lift it up. This time, as you exhale, you might take that strap behind you. This is why you want the hands just wider than the shoulders. Lift it back up, and then drop it in front of you. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to take it back. Lift it up, and then lower. Let's do it twice more. Inhale to lift. Keep that spine tall. Open up the chest. Breathe into that space. Lifting back up, lower down, last one, reaching up, take it back, inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. So you can set the strap aside for now. You're going to keep the left knee bent, but extend your right leg so it can be straight out in front of you or slightly off to the side. We're going to work into our hamstrings and low back next. So on your inhale, reaching to the sky with the arms, and as you exhale, folding over the right leg. So if you have tight hamstrings or low back, I want you to add a little bend to the right knee. And as you fold forward, I want you to drop the left shoulder so your chest is as close to parallel with the mat as possible. With intention, I want you to draw the pinky toe edge of your right foot back as you reach your heart towards your right big toe. So we're working to lengthen the spine. And then feel at ease through the back of the right leg. We'll move this into a side stretch. So maybe placing that block to the inside of the right leg. Right forearm down. Start to roll the chest open, so stacking your left shoulder on top of the right. Reaching the left arm up and then stretching towards your right toes. So I'm trying my best to keep a flex through my right foot. Stay with it. Big stretch through the left side of your body. And then engage your core, come all the way up. We'll take that to the other side. Lengthen your left leg, bend your right knee. Reaching the arms up and fold over the left leg. So if you're pretty flexible here through your hamstrings, you might be able to straighten out the leg a little bit more. So this pose might look very different side to side. Drop the right shoulder a touch. Continue to find space. Let's stay for another breath or two. You might take that block to the inside of the left leg. Maybe you don't need it today. Right arm reaches up. So you're stacking your shoulders, finding a side stretch. So reaching the right arm forward. Try to stay rooted through the right sit bone. So drop it towards the mat. And that'll bring a little more space between the rib cage and the pelvis on the right side. Keep lengthening your spine away from the pelvis. You've got another breath. Strong core, come all the way up. We'll take both legs out in front of us this time. Inhale to reach the arms to the sky. Hinge from the hips and take a fold. So notice as I'm folding, I'm bending my knees a little bit. You can reach for the feet if you've got the flexibility today. Otherwise, just hold on to your legs. Or you can always use your strap around the feet and gently pull yourself into the stretch. Stay for another breath. Good. I want you to maintain a bit of a fold. Just walk your hands back a little bit so the chest is going to elevate just a touch. You're going to point your toes forward and now notice the stretch through the tops of the feet. This is really intense for me today. And then flex your feet. I want you to feel like your heels are pressing forward, your toes are pulling back, getting into the Achilles tendon, the calves. We're going to do that one more time. Point your toes forward. I want you to feel that stretch through the fronts of the ankles. And then pull it back. As you kick your heels forward, I want you to bring the toes back towards you. One more breath. Good. Sit up tall. We'll roll onto our back. Keep your block close by. We'll move into a psoas stretch. So you'll take the soles of the feet on the mat. I want you to find your block and slide it underneath your hips. You can have it on the lowest level, or maybe you take it to the medium level. So block underneath that pelvis. You'll pull your right knee into the chest. Make sure you're stable here on your prop, and you can extend your left leg forward. So you're looking for a stretch here through the left hip flexor, that place between the core and the leg, right in front of the hip. Now, if you need a little more intensity, I want you to actively stretch the left foot forward, keeping your heel grounded on the mat. Keep pulling the right knee into the chest. This is a place that gets tight on most everybody. So if you need to savor this for a few more breaths, I invite you to stay. We'll move to the other side. So set the sole of the right foot on the mat and then pull the left knee into the chest. Find stability here, and then you can explore lengthening out your right leg. If this is too intense, take your block down to the lowest height. Work your flexibility there, and then as you progress, as you see changes in your practice, you can take it up on a higher level. Opening up, reach, extend. One more breath. Left foot down, sole of the right foot down, lift the hips and slide that block out of the way. So you won't be needing the block here. Feet will go as wide as your mat. Keep your knees bent. We're going to windshield wiper the knees right to left, side to side. The next time both knees drop to the right, I want you to hold here. So you might be feeling a stretch to your IT band on the left side. So we're finding a bit of internal rotation. If you don't feel much or want a little bit more, your right ankle can find the outside of your left knee. So using gravity to find a little more depth here. That's too much. Take the ankle off the left leg. So do your best to get a little lazy in the pose. Let everything relax towards the mat. We're here for just another breath. Keep the cross of your leg. You'll bring the knee back to center. Figure 4. So if you need to rebuild this stretch, right ankle on the left thigh, you're pulling your left knee towards the chest. Hands can go around the hamstring, or take a hold of your left leg just below the left knee. You might feel a bit more if you slightly take a little more weight to your left side. Keep flexing your right foot, gently opening up your right knee, and just feel the hips start to open. This is a really intense one for me today. How are you feeling? Release, feet to the mat. Your feet are wide. We're going to windshield wiper the legs side to side just a couple times. Finding a bit of mobility. The next time your knees drop to the left, I want you to stay. I want you to hold here. Your left ankle might find the outside of the right knee. Take your arms wherever they are most comfortable. And just enjoy the stretch. Notice where you're taking tension into the body and see if you can just find a little more softness. Let go of the gripping or clenching into your muscles. You'll rock your knees back to center and then hug the right knee towards the chest. Coming into our figure 4 hip opener. A little more weight can rock to the right. As you're squeezing the right knee in, you're gently opening up the left knee. Your right foot can be relaxed. One more breath. Release, come on to your back. You can hug the knees into the chest and take a twist. So both knees over to the left. Right arm will stretch to the right. You can just rest your left hand on your right leg and open up. You might even feel a nice stretch through your glutes on the right side. Engage your core, come back through center. Drop your knees to the right. Extend your left arm to the left. And again, if you feel safe, close your eyes and just breathe into that space that you're creating. Come back to center, hug your knees into your chest. And slowly make your way into a tall seat. I feel great. I hope you do too. I've got several of these classes available to you on my website and my YouTube page, so continue to practice with me, watch yourself progress, and I hope to join you again soon in class, and until then, namaste.